Longyear Mansion auction.
And 2 new bills were signed into law today. I'm Caitlin Connon.
And I'm Heidi Rabbitoy. This is your Public Eye News at 4. The massive Longyear Mansion, Marquette's once most famous residence, will be for sale in a foreclosure auction on Thursday in Massachusetts. It was a $500,000 project by John M. Longyear more than a century ago and was once located on the 500 block of East Ridge Street in Marquette. Longyear came to Marquette in 1873 at age 23 as a land surveyor and became a prominent figure in Marquette. He co-founded the Huron Mountain Club and donated land and money to help establish the Peter White Public Library. After spending 9 years in the home and due to unforeseen events, the Longyear Mansion was deconstructed and then reconstructed near Boston atop Fisher Hill. The home was taken by train and J.J. Manning Auctioneers will be conducting the auction. Regarding a mining tax proposal, the Marquette County Board discussed the possible hire of a lobbying firm to represent their interests in Lansing. Board members are worried it could end up costing the local government millions in tax revenue. Representative Matt Hookey proposed a severance tax targeting non-ferrous mining. The board discussed a proposal at Tuesday night's meeting to pay the firm of Dudak and Johnson roughly $3,000 per month over 1 year to protect the county's interests. The board will attempt to discuss the issue with state representatives in the upcoming weeks and is taking action on the proposal.
Governor Rick Snyder signed into law 2 bills that would prevent people from protesting or disrupting funerals. The bills would make it a felony to protest or engage in disorderly conduct within 500 feet of a funeral, memorial service, viewing, or procession. Offenders could be punished with up to 2 years imprisonment, a $5,000 fine, or both. The bill narrows a current law that affected people not intending to disrupt funerals. The previous law was a response to members of the Kansas-based Westboro Baptist Church, which staged protest at military funerals. The solar energy product manufacturer Energy Conversion Devices Incorporated is seeking Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The company, based out of Auburn Hills, announced yesterday its plans. The company, which makes thin-film solar products for commercial rooftops, plans to sell its solar panel unit as well. The company says that the current capital gain structure and legacy costs have kept the company from making necessary investments.
A Portage, Michigan man, Matt Johnson, was on a business trip in Japan and has not been heard from since mid-January. Johnson was camping on Mount Fuji at the time. He worked for Eaton as a software engineer, and the company has vowed to remain in close contact with Japanese authorities conducting the search. Johnson's family is using Facebook to update supporters on their efforts to find their missing loved one. A woman identifying herself as Johnson's sister posted on Facebook last night, "Please pray for Matt." Her father and brother-in-law returned from Tokyo unsuccessful in their attempt to find out what happened to Johnson or to recover his body. The men made the trip last week as part of a private search party. Governor Scott Walker is changing plans and will not be accompanying President Barack Obama on a visit to Master Lock in Milwaukee. Walker said in a Tuesday message on Twitter that he was sick with an upset stomach. Walker's spokesman said that the governor is canceling his plan to be with the president at the padlock maker. However, Walker is planning to greet the president upon his arrival at Milwaukee's airport. This will be President Obama's first visit to Wisconsin in more than a year. Walker has been attempting to tie his fate in a probable recall election with the president's chances of winning Wisconsin this November. And after the break, we'll have your national and international news. Stay tuned.
From the juke joints in the Delta to the showrooms of Las Vegas, our musical nightlife tells us who we are and where we've been. Come with me, Michael Feinstein, on a journey across America and through time as we explore the mystique of nightclubs. From the Cotton Club to the Rat Pack to the glitz of Vegas, it's Saloon Singers on Michael Feinstein's American Songbook.
Friday evening at 9 on Public TV 13.
Diamond Foods Incorporated and Procter & Gamble have called off their deal where Diamond would buy the Pringles brand. After Diamond dropped its $1.5 billion offer, Kellogg Company made a $2.7 billion deal to buy the brand. Diamond and Procter & Gamble said today that they mutually agreed to end their proposal. This news comes a week after Diamond Foods said it was replacing its CEO and CFO after an investigation showed that the company improperly accounted for payments to walnut growers. Kellogg says it expects to complete the Pringles acquisition over the summer. One of the biggest financial trends is probably hanging on the rack of your local pharmacy. Prepaid debit cards are a hit with consumers, in part because they take banks out of the equation. But as AC reports, shoppers should proceed with caution.
When Beth Clay needed a gift for her daughter's gymnastics coach, she bought her a prepaid debit card.
Any vendor that takes a Visa card would take this also. It's just a prepaid amount on it.
That's made them popular both as gifts and for teenagers. But the market has exploded as more consumers look for alternatives to high bank fees on traditional cards.
Surprisingly, in 2011, over $409 billion was uploaded on prepaid debit cards. It's actually the fastest growing transaction method with 35% growth.
Unlike a regular debit or credit card, you don't need a bank account to own one, which is why they're increasingly popular with what the government calls the unbanked. 17 million Americans do not have bank accounts, which means they're not eligible for traditional plastic. Here's the catch. People assume that prepaid debit cards are cheaper since they don't involve bank fees. But take a look at the fine print. The prepaid cards come with their own fees. Some charge a monthly service fee, ATM fees, and a fee every time you reload.
If you begin to use your card actively, these fees can rack up very quickly.
But the convenience makes them attractive. The money is protected if you lose the card, and parents like them for kids who aren't ready for credit cards.
This at least kind of gives them that limit of, $50, $100, whatever you put on the card.
To find one that won't gouge you with hidden fees, check websites like Bankrate or NerdWallet. They chart the different options so you can make a smart choice. Alexis Christoforous, CBS News, New York.
A New Jersey dentist is under investigation after a second child has died under his care during a routine procedure. He was already on probation for an earlier incident in which a patient died. The dentist was still on probation for a 2004 incident when a 6-year-old girl died under his care. The Star-Ledger of Newark reported that a 3-year-old boy died during a February 8th visit to Dental Health Associates in Irvington. A Dental Health Associates attorney told the newspaper that the dentist is cooperating with authorities and it is too early in the investigation to assert blame. State authorities are investigating the case. Nuclear experts believe Iran is still years away from building a nuclear bomb, but the rogue nation took another step in that direction today. Daniel Nottingham has the latest from the White House on the escalating tension surrounding Iran's nuclear program.
Iran claims it produced these nuclear fuel rods that engineers loaded into a reactor for the first time this morning. State TV broadcast the event, including live coverage of Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad attending a ceremony to mark the latest development. Iran also says it is now using advanced centrifuge technology, which could increase speed and production of enriched uranium.
I think they want to signal clearly to the world that they are continuing to march toward a nuclear capability.
President Ahmadinejad insists his nation's nuclear program is designed for peaceful purposes, like energy production. But many Western nations, including the U.S., suspect Iran is trying to make a weapon.
The Obama administration is now weighing additional sanctions against Iran. The White House wants Iran kicked out of a financial group that is key to its overseas sale of oil.
Experts say that could cripple Iran economically, but would almost certainly drive up the price of oil. There's concern that if sanctions don't work, Israel will attack its enemy. Both Israel and Iran accuse each other of recent attacks on nuclear experts and diplomats. Next week, members of the International Nuclear Watchdog Group will travel to Iran, hoping to negotiate an end to Iran's nuclear program and defuse the escalating tensions.
At least 300 inmates died in one of the world's deadliest fires in decades in a Honduran prison Wednesday. Honduran authorities say that the fire had been started by a prisoner who set his mattress ablaze in his cell. According to a spokesman for the Honduras Security Ministry, Hector Ivan Meja, about 475 people escaped from the prison in the town of Camayuega and 356 are missing and assumed dead, and 21 people had been injured. Officials said dozens were trapped behind bars as prison authorities tried to find the keys. Directors of the National Prison System, Danilo Orellana, said that the prison housed people convicted of serious crimes such as homicide and armed robbery. And after the break, we'll have your weather and sports. Stay tuned.
In his teen years, lots of people were saying they expected Bill Clinton to be president someday.
They hated his guts, and they would go to the end of the earth to destroy him. What a squandering of talent and possibility.
Tonight has made Bill Clinton the comeback kid.
A definitive look at the man and the president. Clinton on American Experience.
Welcome back to Public Eye News. I'm Tyler Wall. I'm here with your weather report for the week. It is a wonderful day outside today, a little snow here and there, and clouds in the sky. Now we're looking at 37 degrees and cloudy here in Marquette with a westerly wind at southwest wind at 10 miles an hour with a barometric pressure of 29.7 and rising. For tonight, we are looking at snow showers, low of 31 with southwesterly winds at 5 miles an hour. Looking ahead into tomorrow, we are looking at even more snow showers. High of 36 with a westerly wind at 13 miles an hour. Looking around the UP, it is now 34 here in Sault Ste. Marie, 36 in Manistee, 36 in Escanaba, 39 in Menominee. We have 36 in Iron Mountain, my mistake, 34 in Ironwood, 34 in Houghton, and a nice humid, balmy 37 degrees here in Marquette. Looking ahead into the weekend, on Friday we have some snow showers, high of 32 with a low of 25. And on Saturday it's 28 with a low of 20 with more snow. And on Sunday a high of 32 and a low of 23 with some sun. And apparently I can be in two places at once.
Yeah.
So what's this I hear that the AL Central has upgraded?
You've heard correctly, actually. The Chicago White Sox have signed former Cubs and Indians player Kosuke Fukudome yesterday to a one-year deal that guarantees him $1 million with a $3.5 million option for next season. The White Sox signed the 34-year-old to a contract that was a fraction of the price the Cubs signed him for in 2008, which was about 4 years, $48 million. He was an all-star in 2008 before being traded to the Cleveland Indians this past July, where he had a batting average of .262 with 8 homers, 27 doubles, and 35 RBIs last season. The Detroit Red Wings notched their 21st victory on home ice over the Dallas Stars 3-1 Tuesday night at the Joe Louis Arena. Their 21st victory breaks the previous record for 20 victories held by the 1929-30 Boston Bruins and the 1976 Philadelphia Flyers. Brad Stewart stated that there really is no way to combat that argument, but still, it's an incredible accomplishment regardless of what you're going to compare it to. Detroit has an NHL high 39 wins and 80 points, but the Eastern Conference leading New York Rangers are just a point behind and have played 3 less games. The Wings play again Friday night against the Nashville Predators. New York Knicks forward Jeremy Lin is truly making a name for himself in the NBA. Lin hit a game-winning shot Tuesday night that lifted the New York Knicks over the Toronto Raptors 90-87. He continues to impress every night, said New York forward Jared Jeffries. Every game he plays better, and he does more and more to help us win games. You can't really ask more of a kid coming into this situation. The Knicks are 6-0 winning streak since Lin has joined the lineup. So, interesting, though, that Jeremy Lin kid, though, by the way.
Right? I know, yeah. He seems to be a very rising star.
Linsanity, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's definitely for sure.
Yeah, man. Those Red Wings, though.
Oh, gotta love the Red Wings.
Yeah.
Love the Red Wings. 21. Who would have thought? Unheard of.
I know.
Yeah.
Totally unheard of.
It's a very big deal.
And that's what's going to do us for here at Public Eye News. Tune in to us next time at 4.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.